Hello there and very welcome to Almost Solitaire. On this channel I'm planning to upload videos of some board game playthroughs in solo mode. And today I will be playing The Great War. It's a game by Richard Borg and produced by PC Games. So basically this is a game in the commands and colors system. The system as such is maybe not that suitable for solitaire gaming because it's card driven and you're not supposed to see the opponent's hand, but with some house rules and tweaks I think it's a really decent solitaire game experience anyway, and it's really fun. So let's take a look at what we're gonna play. I have chosen the third scenario in the booklet, and that's the first scenario of the Battle of Loos, and it's called the Second Division Diversionary Attack. And I think this battle was actually fought a bit north of the main action of this campaign, which was fought around the Hohenzollern Redoubt held by the Germans. So this is a diversionary attack to confuse the Germans a bit, I think. Sorry. Let's take a look at the scenario map. So we have this trench complex here that the Germans are holding. Here's the British forces ready to go over the top and gain some ground on the German side. Let's check out the scenario information really quick. We have the victory conditions here. First of all, you need to gain 6 victory medals to win the game, and they can be gained in one of 3 ways in this scenario. 1 for each enemy unit you eliminate. The second clause is that you get, as the British player, you get 1 victory medal if you occupy the first line of the German trench. And you get actually another one if you at the same time also occupy the at least 1 hex of the second line of the trenches. So this means the first line runs here. If you got a British unit here, then the Brits will get the victory medal temporarily. If he's pushed back or eliminated, they will also lose the medal. And here's the second line, also worth 1 victory medal. The third victory medal condition is this racing against time, and that's basically for the German player. So every time he draws or plays a recon card, he will also at the end of the turn get a victory medal. In my solitaire mode I will always take this victory medal instead of taking 2 command cards as you're eligible to when you play a recon card. But you will soon understand why I play it like that, because that's one of my tweaks as a house rule for the solitaire mode. For the special rules, it's saying the British player will do the no man's land shelling roll. That means basically we will check which rows will be bombarded by the preliminary bombardment. So these two rows will be bombarded, and some of these barbed wires here will be destroyed and replaced by shell hole or craters. Same will go for these rows. We will place some shell holes there, which will open up a lane for the British to attack, and by that avoid the open ground when they go over the top. Because this game is very, very deadly if you are moving or staying in open ground. So you need to have cover as you advance, if possible. Let's also take a quick look at the resources. So it says the German player will get 5 command cards, and also the British. Here I will do a change as a house rule. I will actually, first of all, I will take a side that I will play, and the other side will be kind of semi-AI controlled. And as the British is the attacker, I have chosen to play the British. So Germans will be a kind of AI controlled. And as the first house rule, that means I will get 2 command cards. Okay, in my hand to choose from. The Germans will only get 1. So I will always draw 1 card, and that will be the one that player will play during his turn. And that will be hidden until I play it, so I cannot plan my actions based on what the German player draws, because it should be a bit of a surprise for me. As for the other resources, combat cards, 3 each. We go as it says here, we will deal 3 cards to each player. Same for the HQ tokens, which is the currency in this game, you could say. You buy you buy artillery barrages from the reserve artillery with these tokens, and you also pay the fee of playing a combat card with these HQ tokens. Then we have the reserve artillery strength. Germans have 4, slightly better than the British player, who has 3. Yes. Now let's have a quick check at the board then. So I have done the setup already, as you can see. Here's the reserve artillery strength. The German player has 4. British player has 3. Here's the HQ tokens. German starts with 10. I have 8. The red sleeve cards are the command cards, and I have already given the German 1 and 2 for me. The German player has 3 combat cards, and those cards I put on display here in the rack because I need to know actually what he has so he can play it when appropriate. Anyway, I will always roll a die when one of these cards is eligible for play, to see if the player is actually playing it or not. And for that I will roll one of the combat dices, and if we get an infantry symbol, which is actually two sides on this d6, then the card will be played, and I will roll for each one, and the first one that will come into play I will play. Of course, if they are available in that moment, so they can be played in the German turn, but they can also, some of the cards can be played in the British turn or opponent's turn. So we'll see in a minute how that works out.
And as for me as the British player, I also have 3 combat cards from the start. Let's also take a quick look at the starting positions here. So, here we have the British line, mostly consisting of rifle units. That will be the poor guys that needs to transfer this no man's land here and try to get over to the German trench complex. And from left to right we have rifles. Here we actually have a kind of a boosted rifle unit. It has an additional figure here, which is a bomber. So this will give me some boost in close combat, and also in 2 range hex battle it also boosts because it hits with a deadly die, which is this one. That is not a hit otherwise in ranged combat. More rifles here. Here we have a machine gun unit, more rifles, another machine gun unit. So we have 2 of these, and just down here we have another heavy weapon. We have a trench mortar unit here that has, well, it's not that great of a firepower, but it has a good range. It can actually fire 6 hexes, so it actually reaches a bit into the German lines here. And for the rest we have rifle units here on the right side. For the Germans, well, the first line here is not that heavily defended, as you can see. It only has actually 2 rifle units here. So I guess these guys will probably will be overrun pretty fast if I only get the right cards to do it. But these guys are in trouble pretty much directly, I think. Also because the British player is playing the first turn here, so he gets the first shot, and there's a lot of people here who can begin to fire or attack. Okay, so for the next line, the second line, there's a bit tougher resistance there. We have 2 German machine gun units here, so they can pretty much cover this first line with machine gun fire with, I think actually with 3 dice attacks, because it's a 3 hex range to this line. And if you look at the chart here, the machine gun unit fires with 3 dice in a 3 hex range. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 dice. So it can be pretty hard when we reach these lines here, or these trenches here, because there will be some heavy machine gun fire coming over us then. And there's also these rifle units on this side. So another thing to notice is that my right here is not that heavily defended, so maybe that could be a key point to attack as the British player, to quickly come into this system here and get cover. Okay, but more worrisome is actually the third line here, the German reserve line, if you will. So, first of all, we have a rifle unit boosted with a German bomber. Then we have a rifle unit, another rifle unit, and actually another bomber here. And far to the right is a German trench mortar unit. So I think that those guys are a quite powerful counterattack force. I mean, 2 bombers, they can really really mess up my units if they get a good counterattack coming in, especially in close combat. So, well, depending on what cards we have, I have not viewed them yet as a matter of fact, so I don't know really how we will open this battle, but to me it feels like the right hand side is the way to go. Try to get over this no man's land pretty quick and enter the trenches. Get that victory medal, maybe just hold Germans back here and advance on the right hand side or to the rear. So we also get the other victory medal for the second line here. We have this machine gun unit here, and as soon as we enter the first line, I think we need to put some really heavy fire on these guys, so we get rid of those. And we only have one of these bomber units, so this will be very valuable for us to do some close quarter attacks on the Germans. But before we play any card, we will do the pre-battle barrage, or the no man's land shelling rolls. That's it, which is the correct term, I think. And we start from the left hand side of this row, and we roll a d6, and then we'll see which of these barbed wires will be destroyed. So let's start. It's a 3. So we come from left. 1, 2, 3. So this one is actually destroyed and replaced by a shell hole. Next one. 6, oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was hoping to get some more breaks. Maybe we can get another one on the right hand side if you roll a 1 or 2. No. So this went outside. So actually we only got 2 breaks here. Not that good, but on the other hand, we got one for a bomber unit, a lane here, which could be good. And we got actually another one on the right hand side, which is the place where I think we will put some heavy pressure on the Germans. Anyway, we need also to roll for the second row here. So let's start it out. It's 1. Let me grab some of these shell holes here. So the first hex will be cratered. A 2. 1, 2. Oh, this is good. We have a lane here with cover. Good. A 1. More cover here. Another lane coming up. Excellent. A 2. Okay, seems the British have concentrated their artillery close to the own trench line here, so they can go over the top in cover. Another 2. 1, 2. There. A 1. Right. The shells are really pounding this row here. Next roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually we have another one on the edge here, which is, well, I don't know if it's that necessary for us, but anyway, all in all, quite a good barrage, I think. Of course, it would have been better if these hits we got here would have been on this row instead, but we have pretty much cover when we go out from our trench line now, and this is good. This is really good. A lane directly to the trench line. So far so good. I think we have a good chance to pour into the German lines now. Okay, so before starting off the game, let's have a check on what cards we have here already.
So, for the German player, we have these 3 combat cards. The first one is Box Barrage. Up here you see how much in HQ points these cards cost to play. So it's 2 for the Box Barrage, 3 for the surprise ambush, and 1 for the button bayonet. Okay, Box Barrage. Basically, that means when he orders the reserve artillery, he can also play this card, and by that I lose all terrain protection from the hexes hit by artillery shells. Also, the deadly die side on the battle die will hit on all the hexes. Second one, it's a kind of if he's attacked with close combat, he can actually roll first. It's a surprise ambush. So if I designate an close combat, he can play this card to actually roll his dice first, or do a close combat at me first. And if I prevail, or if I don't retreat, or if I'm not eliminated, I can continue with my original close combat. This is a similar kind of a card, but this is played after the close combat. So he can, when I have conducted a close combat, if he's still present in that hex with the units, he can do a kind of a battle back against me.
So for my hand, here's my command cards. So first I got this Recon Force that actually allows me to activate 1 unit in each section. 1, and these can also activate reserve artillery in that section. The second one is an assault left. This means I can activate all units on my left hand side, which is limited by this dot line here included. This means that all battlefield units can be activated, and battlefield units are those placed on the map, meaning I cannot activate my reserve artillery, which is outside of the map, with this card. Okay, so for the combat cards, I too have this Box Barrage, which is, I think, is really good and efficient card. I might use it pretty soon to soften up some German lines. I have this Trench Raid card, which I play alongside my command card, and one of the infantry units I have ordered during a turn I can do a trench raid with. So that unit can move 4 hexes, then do a close combat with 1 additional die, and he might take ground or advance into a vacated hex, and he can then remain there, or the unit can retreat back to the original hex where it did attack from. Terrain movement restrictions are ignored except for impossible terrain. This means I can actually go through a barbed wire and do the attack. It's a really good card. This is also one card I could play quite early to get an attack and get a foothold in the enemy trench, especially where it's thick with wire. I can get a unit through. For my last card, I have a machine gun barrage.
Target all ordered units with machine guns. So basically, machine guns may combat twice, ranged and or close combat, and will do so with one additional die. Oh my, this is good cards. They may not move or take ground this turn, but I think machine gun units may not take ground anyway in close combat, so that's a bit of redundant information there. Anyway, 3 really good cards, and you can only play 1 combat card in your turn and 1 combat card in the enemy turn. So, and all of these are played alongside my command card, so I can play 1 of these per turn. And these are, I mean, I would like to play all these 3 actually in the first turn, so I don't know yet which ones I will, or which one I will play. This is gonna be needing some planning. So I think we're ready to start the first turn actually. Okay. I think actually I will try to begin the game with softening up the Germans a bit by playing this Recon in Force. So I got to activate 1 unit in each section. And I'm gonna activate, well actually I'm gonna play a card, a combat card, and that will be the machine gun barrage. I think I need to use this one early on because both of my machine gun units have good range to the enemy right now, so I'm gonna get, 3 dice as a base amount of dice, plus the additional die I get from these cards. So I get the 4 dice attack here. Also, they can attack twice, so this is really a good start for me, I think. To soften up the first defense line there. And yeah, so this costs me 1 HQ token. Let's pay that. Put it there. And I still got 1 to activate. So this machine gun will be the center. This machine gun, it's on the border of the middle and the right section, so I can choose which one I want to assign it to, and I of course take it to the right hand side. So I have right, center, and I need a left. Maybe, yeah, I'll also activate my bomber unit here. Let's do that. Okay, so let's see if there is anything the German player can do. Not right now. It's this is for his activation, and these are responses to my close combat rolls. So I get to move, and let's move up these bomber unit 1 hex. This means it may still attack this turn. You can move 1 hex and battle, or 2 hexes, but then you lose the ability to battle. Okay, so he can fire.
yes, let's start the combat phase, because the machine guns will obviously not move, because they cannot move and fire in the same turn. Let's start up in this right hand section. So I have machine gun unit firing 3 hexes away. So that's a base of 3 dice, and this additional die for the combat card. 4 dice. And the target unit is entrenched, so it actually may ignore 2 soldier symbols and 2 flags in ranged combat. Let's see what we get here. Okay. Can ignore the flags, you can ignore that die, but burst is always a hit. So he takes 1 hit by that. I'll put the casualties there. And we got another roll with the same unit. Because remember, I can attack twice with that barrage combat card. Again, 2 flags, which is ignored. That one, and deadly die doesn't give me anything here, so nada. Okay, that was not what I expected. I thought I could inflict some more damage there actually. But we have the second one here. This time I'll actually start with my bomber unit to see if I... Basically, based on what I get here, will decide where I will direct my second machine gun fire. If I continue pounding this unit, or if this takes some losses, I might fire at that one. So basically, it's a rifle unit firing at 2 hex range, so I get 2 dice. And since I have a bomber unit attached, I also hit on 2 hex range with the deadly die. One flag and 1 burst. Burst is always a hit. So he loses 1. Okay, so both of the German troops here have lost one strength. So, well, sticking to my general plan with pushing on here, I think I want to try to get these weakened a bit. So let's direct this machine gun fire on that unit. That's the machine gun barrage again, giving me 4 dice. So he ignores the soldier symbol, takes 1 hit, and I actually get 2 of these HQ tokens. Oh, let's grab one from the bag. Come on. Okay, 2 tokens. Yeah, and he takes 1 loss. And then I get another fire, and I choose the same target. Oh my! Oh my! Three burst symbols, right? This one he can ignore, but 3 is enough to actually eliminate this unit. Lucky roll there. This will actually give me a victory medal. The first victory medal earned by that, and that actually concludes my activation. Not bad. Really empty here now, right? Okay, so I will discard my cards. Take another card and okay, we got a recon center. Activate one unit in the center. Let's see which one we'll use. And now I need to decide if I want to pick up 2 HQ tokens or draw another combat card. And since I have quite a lot of these now, I will go for a combat card. Reposition. This is a good card, I think. I can target ordered machine gun and mortar units. They might then move 3 hexes during movement and not battle, or battle and then they got to move 2 hexes. Really good. I can move up my heavy weapons later on to the trench line here. That's a really good card actually. There is another action I could do, and that's discarding 1 combat card I have in my hand to gain another HQ token. But I can only do that if I haven't played any combat card this turn, which I did. So that ends my turn. And we now check the German command card. See what how he reacts. Oh, he gets a direct from HQ. So he can issue an order to 1 battlefield unit of each HQ token he spends. So basically he can activate battlefield units paying HQ tokens, meaning he cannot activate his artillery, so he cannot play his box barrage, and these are not any cards he can play during my turn. So let's think what he should do then next. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking of. I think I want to activate these frontline unit here. Sorry. Also move up these guys a bit to give that guy some support. And also I'm considering of activating all these 3 or 4 infantry units here in the back, leaving the trench mortar there, but the other guys begin to move them up. It means those guys will be left in open, but I will spread them out so I cannot hit them effectively with my artillery barrage. These guys will move up through the communication trench there. This guy will move up a bit, and this, I think I want to move it away from my effective machine gun range here, going to that junction tile there, meaning he goes 1 hex, and that means he can fire on my bomber unit. That's what I will do. This will be a bit expensive though for a German, but he's I mean 10 HQ tokens, it's a rich bitch. So I need to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tokens then. That's 5. And another one, 6 tokens. And we go to the movement phase. These guys moves there. This actually moves up 2 hexes. Cannot fire, but he's in a better position now. The bomber unit moves 2 hexes along these communication trends to the second line here. This moves 1 hex. And then we have these guys that needs to run into the open terrain here, but I think we need to get these guys forward in order to defend the second line at least. Like that. And that concludes my movement. The 6 unit I activated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So we have a ranged combat here. 2 hexes away. I'm in shell host there, giving me protection, some protection. I can ignore 1 flag and 1 infantry symbol. But he gets 2 dice. It's 2 infantry symbols. 1 I can ignore, but the other one I need to take. So there's 1 loss here. Like that. Not bad, not bad. This is one of my most precious units, so it's not good to get losses there, but well, the German needs to bite back. I think that concludes his activation. It's still really empty here, but there are some backup coming here from the reserve trenches there, and yeah. Let's discard this one. Take another one. I will not look at this one, so it would be a bit of a surprise for me when it's the German turn again. Then we have this decision of gaining HQ tokens or drawing another combat card. And here's when another of my solo house rules come in. I play it like this. I count how many HQ token the player has. In this case 4. I take a 10-side die, and if I roll above the number of the current number of HQ tokens, then the player will choose to draw new ones. So the more you have, the lesser the chance he will draw new ones. If I roll lower or equal to the number of HQ tokens, then he will draw another combat card instead. The maximum hand of combat cards is, by the way, 5, so he could still draw a card. So if I roll above 4, he will get 2 HQ tokens. If I roll 1 to 4, it's another combat card. And by the way, 0 is 10 in this case. 8. So actually he will get some more HQ tokens. Then he could discard one of his combat cards, since he didn't play one of these, and get another HQ token. But I think he's pretty happy with this card, so he don't want to discard any. So basically that concludes turn 1, right? I think I got the better out of it. So I mean, I have eliminated one of the frontline units here. Decimated this one. I took some small losses due to my advance to the shell holes with my unit, but otherwise I'm fine. So for the next turn, let's see what I choose. But I have the left and the center section as my options. I think I might. Let's see. I need to think about it. Back in a minute. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm in a really good position here to attack that weakened unit there, and maybe eliminate this turn. So I need to activate on my left side to do that, and luckily I have this assault left card, right? So I can activate all my units here. Really good. And along with my activation, I will pay for this a bit expensive card to do a trench raid, meaning one of my activated units can move 4 hexes and close combat with 1 additional die. And yeah, I think that's a good card to play now. So I'll pay 3 for activating that. The German player cannot react to that, no. So the one that will be using this trench raid is actually my unit here in the back. Remember, this unit could move. Terrain movements restrictions are ignored, so it can freely move through the barbed wire here. So I'm gonna use the card on this guy. So let's move on to the movement phase. My bomber unit will move adjacent to this unit here. Oops, a bit fiddly. Like that, and from here I would just move up 1 hex, giving also this guy actually a chance to fire against that one. This, okay, now I take this one that may move 4 hexes. I think I want to, I was first thinking of moving here and attack like that, but why not move 1, 2, 3, 4. He can attack. I mean, if this attack fails against this one, I still have that unit that can do another attack with 1 additional die. And if this is eliminated already by these 2, I can direct my close combat up there instead. Yeah, that sounds like a plan for the win. So they move up there, and yeah, we have 2 more units to move. We can move up these to the shell holes. Guess this will be a kind of a good target for a German artillery attack if he can. This guy, oh sorry, this guy in the left corner here, I just move it 2 hexes against the center. I think he will follow up in the breach eventually. Okay, that's done. So for my attacks, I think I'll start with a ranged attack from here. See if I can soften up these German units there. So it's 2 hexes away, so I get 2 dice. But he's entrenched, so he's pretty much in good cover there. Anyway, bursts are bursts, as we say. Okay, he ignores that one, and I get an HQ token. Okay, time for close combat. I'll start off with my bomber unit. So, bomber unit in close combat gets 1 additional close combat die. So, an infantry has 3 dice as a base, but with a bomber they get 4. So that will be my first attack. But remember,
The Germans have this surprise ambush card, which I will check if he will play now or not. So if I roll a soldier symbol, he will actually play that card now. He will. He will. So there's a surprise ambush coming out here from this trench against my shell holes. He needs to play 3 HQ tokens, but he has a few here, so I think it's worth that for him. He pays these 3. Oh, this can get hard to my poor bomber unit, which is already down to 3 units since he took a hit previously. And that's not all. He also get 1 additional die. So yeah, he actually attacks with 4 dice. And I can ignore 1 soldier symbol and 1 flag symbol, and I see now that I have placed these guys a bit silly because I have no retreat pass here. So sorry, every flag I need to take will actually inflict me damage. Silly me, but I have to rely on good luck here. Okay, here comes the German ambush. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This I will ignore. This is a hit. This I will ignore. This I cannot ignore. This is just what I talked about. I need to take a hit for this because I placed my guy so silly. On the other hand, I get to do my close combat because I'm still present in the hex, but I need to take 2 hits and I'm down to 1 actually, plus the bomber unit there, which I cannot take. This is not counted for loss, so if I lose another one, this one goes too. Okay, that was a real ambush. But I get, since I'm still in the hex, I can commence with my attack. And since I have a bomber, it's 4 dice. 1 hit. He can ignore this one and this one. I get the HQ token. Like that. And 1 hit. Gosh. I thought I thought I would actually take that, but he was lucky with his ambush there. Anyway, I got these trench raid people here. They are actually also attacking with 1 additional die due to the card. So I need to inflict 2 hits on this to get the victory medal. So I could choose to attack this one, but I want to try to wipe out this unit now. So it's 4 dice again. So I think I did it. Ignore those 2. A burst and a deadly die. Deadly die is a hit in close combat. So he takes 2 hits and he's down to 0, and by that I gain another victory token. Things are going pretty well, 2-0. Although my best offensive power here is down to 1 plus this bomber addition. I could gain ground here, meaning these guys could advance into here, but they cannot attack. You know what? I think I'll do that. Basically for the reason to avoid machine gun fire from here. So if I go here, the line of sight is blocked by his own unit. So I will actually gain ground here. Moving sideways. So
think that concludes my activation. So I will discard these two. Draw another command card, which is an attack center. This is a card where I could activate my artillery. So I have two cards in the center now, so I need to do something there. And I'm down to 2 combat cards. Okay, now I need to decide about taking... I mean, I have 8 of these. I'm quite happy, and only 2 of these cards. I want another combat card. And that's a hand grenade card with a price of 1, and I played that before my close combat, and that unit will get 2 additional dice in close combat. Really good, really good. Okay, let's see what the German player does. He has a probe center, meaning he activates 2 units in the center section. He could also activate his artillery if he wants to. Okay, let me think. I need a minute to think what to do here. Okay, decision made. So for the 2 activations, first one to activate is this guy in the open. He don't want to stay in the open, so he will jump into this trench line here. For the other activation, I will actually... let me see, he only has 3 tokens. I was thinking of actually doing an artillery barrage here, because this is in the center, because that could also activate the box barrage, which could be really deadly, but he would like to use the whole strength for that, I guess. But he only has 3 HQ tokens, so can't get the full effect of it, so maybe we should wait with that. Yeah, I think we should. Okay, I'll do this instead. I'll activate that and also activate the bomber unit. He will actually run into here. This means he can put some fire on. I don't know, need to think some more about it. It's not a really good position, maybe. No, I think, well, this would be a quite and kind of a quiet turn for the Germans. I activate these guys in the back and these guys. So this jumps into the trench, and I think I'll go next to the machine gun unit here. Then I activate these, and this take a leap over open ground and ends up here. Oh, okay, I cannot play any combat card this turn. So basically there's no fire going on, because I think the line of sight is blocked there by this hex, and I have units there, and units in a hex blocks, even if it's trench, I'm quite sure about that. So there will be no fire from the German player this turn. He just filled up his second line a bit, waiting for me to advance, and then he's better prepared there. He still has this bomber unit that he can activate later to do some counterattacks, and he needs to get these guys into cover
as soon as possible, because I could put a barrage there, which could be really deadly. So, maybe not the most exciting turn for the Germans here, but anyway, he will get a new card. We'll check if he wants to get more of these or another combat card actually. So if I roll above 3, he will gain some HQ tokens. 4, okay. 2 HQ token it is. He's got 5 now, meaning he could do maybe next turn the artillery barrage with the box barrage, depending on what card he got. And also if this activates before, it only costs 1, so he will have 4 of these still after he had played this one, so he could do the full barrage anyway. Yeah, that was turn 2. I think still I'm in a good position here. I have now troops in the trench line, which will, when we start the next turn, I will gain a victory medal for that. A bit concerned about my bomber unit. I would like, he's a bit in a way actually now. I mean, he's stopping the other units to advance forward, and he cannot really move backwards because these are hindering him. So I don't know how to. I want to draw him back. That's what I'm saying, because I want to avoid the German to get a victory medal for that. So I want to get him down here, but well, let's see how high I solve that. The problem is though, my activations now are in the center, so I cannot activate these guys. They're just sitting ducks there for a moment, so I need to move up something here. I don't have that. I mean, we have this barbed wire in the way here, so either I need to move around that side, or just need to handle these barbed wires and go through them. Let's see what I do when we start turn 3. Okay, turn 3. I think I will. Yeah, I have a plan. I'm gonna play this attack center with 3 units, and I will actually activate my machine gun, my other machine gun unit, and together that with a infantry unit here. No, I will bring in a barrage here. Yeah, I will try that. Let's see if I'm lucky with the dice. So the machine gun units plus a artillery barrage. I could get some good hits on this guy still in open here. So along with that, I could play the box barrage. But that was actually no. I'm changing my mind again. I will not do an artillery barrage this turn. I will activate this rifle unit here. But I will play the reposition card along with my activation, meaning an ordered machine gun unit or mortar unit may move 3 hexes, or fire and move 2 hexes. And this is what I'm gonna use for this turn. This cost me 2 HQ tokens. And if I remember correctly, the German player doesn't have anything to
No, to hinder me now. So, my plan is actually to move up this machine gun. Oh, sorry, first of all, since I have a unit in the German first trench line, I'll get this temporary victory medal. Actually, I already have 3 now to kneel on the German side, so it's going really good for me. Yeah, so this machine gun may move 3 in the movement phase. So I'm planning to get it over here. It's 1, 2, 3, right? So we actually got a machine gun unit here now, ready for firing. It cannot fire this turn, but it's in a good position now to combat the second line troops. Then I will move these guys 2 hexes, so it will end up here. 1, 2, like that. And this machine gun will actually fire here. And after it has fired, it may still move 2 hexes. So the plan is fire with it, move up to the barbed wire here, and then for the next turn I will activate that one and move it into the trench. That's my turn. I will not get much fire for this turn and definitely not for next turn, but then I have machine guns up there, and I think that can be deadly for the German player. So let's do this fire, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away, meaning machine gun 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's only 1 die, but what the heck? There's always a chance to get the burst symbol, or maybe the HQ token, so I can get one of those back. I got a infantry symbol there, so it's a miss. And that actually concludes my turn. And I get another card. Oh, this is good. Forward. 2 battlefield units in each section. Really good. Maybe I will play that instead for that one. And maybe I can play that card next turn then. Okay, so still we have the problem with these guys in the open, and especially this bomber unit being very weakened here. Yeah, let's see. Sorry, what card the German player has. Big Show. For each command card you have, including this card, roll 1 die. A soldier symbol orders an infantry unit, a deadly die orders a machine gun or mortar unit, each flag orders 1 battlefield unit of your choice, and collect 1 HQ token for each HQ rolled. Ordered units have battle with 1 additional die for the entire turn, alright. Reshuffle the command card deck and discard. Also reshuffle the combat card deck and discard. So, ouch. This is a heavy card. So they get 1 additional additional die in battle. Okay, so of course I will go check here with the original count of cards. So the German player will roll 5 dice for this. Let's see what we get.
Okay, we got 2 flags. That's any battlefield unit. We got 1 HQ token, which will give him an HQ token. Then he got 2 deadly die, meaning machine or mortar. So he can activate 2 machine gun or mortars and 2 whatever of his choice, and additionally he get 1 HQ token. So it was quite a good roll for him as well. So he takes 1 of these. First of all, he cannot activate the artillery, luckily, so he cannot place a barrage here because it's only battlefield units that will be activated by this card. So for these guys, I will activate that machine gun. That machine gun doesn't really have any good line of sight, but I could move this and then fire. Yeah, I will do that. So activate the other machine gun. And then for the battlefield units, I will activate this to get it in cover before the barrage is coming. And for the other one, I will actually activate this and go on a counterattack. I will try to wipe out these guys now. Let's see if I have any anything to counter with. This I cannot use. This I could use in a close combat if the bomber unit is alive after the close combat. I could retaliate with some extra dice, which I'll probably do if I get a chance. All right. So let's get the movement going. These guys will actually move down here to the first line, right? To be able to attack these weakened unit here. This guy will... I could move 1 hex and fire with 1 die on these, because I get that additional die. Yeah, otherwise I was thinking of moving it up too, but maybe it's not worth it. Why not just move it here and fire with 2 dice on my machine gun? Get up there, yeah, that's better. We do that. So we're moving you up there. You're also eligible to fire, and then these guys will stay stationary and just will be firing at my units. So where should we start? We could start with this machine gun firing at those guys in the trench. So it's 1, 2, 3 hexes away. I think that gives me 3 dice plus... It's both for ranged and close combat, I guess. Yes, so I get 4 dice actually, or he gets 4 dice against my entrenched unit. So, in ranged fire I can ignore 2 soldier symbols, and these are not counted for ranged fire. So nothing happens to my entrenched unit. They keep their head down while this machine gun gets hammering. Okay, let's continue here. So these guys will attack my bomber. I think this will be history now, because he will get 4 dice, 3 and 1 for the card. He needs basically 1 burst and it's over, or deadly die. So actually got 2. I can ignore 1 soldier symbol, but the other one I need to take. And he get 2 HQ tokens first of all. Like that. And then I need to take a loss, and that's my last guy, because the bomber unit is not
The bomber figure is not counted as a loss. So that's wiped out, and the German player gets a victory token. Place it there. He could gain ground now by going here, but that's a bit suicidal, so he stays put. And on this flank we have the machine gun and we have this guy, and we start with the machine gun. I think it will get more dice. I mean, if I'm retreating away, it's more valuable if, or on the other hand, the machine gun is reaching. Well, maybe I'll fire with this one anyway first. It's 3 hexes away, so it's only 1 die plus the die from the cartridge, 2 dice. Yeah, let's take that one. So the bomber unit is firing first, and he gets 1 burst and 1 HQ token. He's rolling quite good now. Gets HQ token, and I need to take 1 loss of my machine gun unit here. And then his machine gun will fire. He got 1, 2, 3 hex away. That's 3 dice plus 1 for the card, so he will be attacking with 4 dice. Potentially he could wipe out my entire MG team there, but let's hope not. Actually nothing happens, right? I can ignore 2 infantry symbols in ranged combat. These are not counted in ranged combat, and I can ignore that flag. So that was pretty inefficient. No hits. Let's say that. Inefficient was the word I was looking for. Okay, so that's that, I think. Turn 3 is, well, the activation is over. He will gain another card. Then we'll check if he chooses to take HQ tokens or a new combat card. He has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a roll of a 9 or a 0 or 10, then he will get more HQ tokens, otherwise he will pick up a combat card. He will pick up a combat card as we roll a 7. And we'll put that on display, and we got advance over the top, costs 2. He plays that alongside his command card, affects all the ordered soldier units, and immediately after ordered soldier moves, roll 2 dice. Unit may move 1 additional hex for each soldier symbol rolled. A unit may combat if its original movement made it eligible to for the battle on that turn. So basically, if I have an infantry unit, I move it 1 hex, then it can battle, right? But after he has moved that 1 hex, I roll 2 dice, and for each infantry symbol I get, he could move 1 additional hex for each symbol and still battle, because he just moved 1 hex in the original move. Yeah, so that's a good card for doing any, reserve attack here. Let's see, maybe it comes handy to him later on. Sorry again. So, the situation after turn 3. I still had this foothold in his trench, and actually I have moved up my machine guns also, so I have 2 units in his trench now. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move these guys. I'll do that now. He could move, he fired last turn, and then after that he could move 2 hexes as per the reposition card I played, right? So I was thinking of moving. Oh, maybe this could have changed what a German player did, but I don't think so. He could have fired maybe here with his machine gun, but he had a better range there. Yeah. Well, I think he's somewhat happy anyway. He wiped out my bomber unit there. Got one hit here, so not a too bad turn for the Germans, I'd say. And he has now strengthened his second line here. It will be much harder to take that than the first line, so it will be a bit difficult. I need to press forward anyway. If I don't, maybe he will get these recon cards and will gain these victory tokens by that. So I cannot just stay put and rely on fire to and win by attrition eventually, right? So I need to get to this second line, and for now it looks like he's left. Well, maybe it's quite equal in strength. He has 3 units here now, 1 machine gun, same here, and on both sides one of the units is a bomber. So pretty hard, stiff resistance. I think I will meet back there, and he also has the support of the trench mortar back there. Let's see, my cards was, yeah, I got this 2-2-2 and a 1 in the middle. So let's see. I think I will upload this now, and for the next video I'll start with turn 4. I hope you will join me, and thanks from Almost Solitaire for this time. Bye.